What's up and welcome back to another video, guys. Today I'm going to be answering some of your questions. As always, if you have any questions that you'd like me to answer in the next installment of this series, leave them down below in the comment section of this video and I'll try my best to get to them in the next episode. But without further ado, let's get right on into this video. Our first question for today comes from Dark Flake, and they ask, apart from a UCS build, what clone diorama would I like to see released next year? Now, I think there's a ton of different options that they could do. Now, if they take like the inspiration from something like the Endor Speeder Chase, like diorama, I think they could do something really cool with like Felucia. That could be really cool, and get like an Ayla Secura and a Commander Bly, and maybe some of the other Star Corp troopers, and honestly anything other than that. But I think if we were going to get a diorama next year, it would be Revenge of the Sith themes, and if we were to get that, I think it would be likely to see like an Anakin versus Obi-Wan, like their duel on Mustafar kind of build in a diorama. I think that's one that's been asked for a lot, and I think it would be one that LEGO would make, as well as maybe like a Jedi Temple one, or like the Jedi Council Room is what comes to my mind, or like a Palpatine's Arrest. I think those three are probably the three main dioramas that we'd get next year, but I would love to see a clone diorama come out very soon. ELIW asked, do I think that I will ever do like a huge mock or like a large scale mock anytime soon? And it's something that I've been thinking about for a long time now, because it's definitely like something that I think is really cool. I think it's like some of the best like content out there on YouTube for LEGO, like LEGO Star Wars in general. And the two main reasons that I haven't done one yet is, first, the space. I would need a lot of space to do something like that. And also the money to do something like that is very expensive. And I don't really make a good amount off of YouTube to justify doing that just yet. But I would love to do it in the near future, maybe in this coming year. Ideally, I would like start one in like the next month or two. I think it could be something really fun to do over the winter. Maybe when I'm on winter break, I'll get started, but I would love to do something like that. Comment down below what you would like to see me build in a very large scale. I would probably take about 2-3 months if I were to guess, and preferably it would be based on like the prequels or the Clone Wars, just because it's what I have the most minifigs and parts for, and like vehicles and stuff. But if that's something that you would want to see in the future, let me know down below in the comments. And as for the second part of your question about collabing with 5 Lonely Clones, I have actually seen them recommended like a lot. I've seen a few of their videos. Now, other than them being like 10 times the size of this channel, I haven't really thought about collaborating with anyone, but also it looks like the content that we do is very like different. They do a lot of like set reviews and stuff like that, and I'm more on like the mock and haul kind of side of YouTube. But I mean, if a collab opportunity ever presented itself with anyone, I'd probably gladly take it. Midway Productions asks, do I think that there will be a troop transport ship for Stormtroopers or Clone Troopers on LEGO's radar? I think that could be a very cool set. I think that there probably is something like that on LEGO's radar. I know we have that battle pack coming out that is kind of a troop transport for the Stormtroopers, but not really. Ideally, it would be, like you said, a larger standalone set. Unfortunately, for like $40 to $50 with 5 to 6 minifigures, as like great as that sounds, I don't think LEGO would price it at that. Like, knowing LEGO, it would probably be more around like that $65, $70 price point. And there's definitely a ton of really cool options they could do with that. I've seen a bunch of cool mock-ups by some people that, you know, designed some of like the fan-made sets. So there's a lot of cool stuff like that. And it could also be the very like perfect way to get some of those legions that we haven't seen before. Like the Wolf Pack is one that everyone's been wanting to see, the Star Corps, even to get reintroduced to some that we haven't seen in a while. But I would love to see something like that, and I think it is kind of likely that we would see one in this coming year, and I'm really hoping that we do get something like that in the near future. Demi-Tai asked, when I sell stuff on Whatnot, do I make a profit? And the short answer is no, but the reason that the answer is no is because I don't really buy stuff with the intent of selling it for a profit. When I'm buying LEGO, I'm buying it either because I want it for my collection or I want it for a video. And when I'm selling LEGO, I'm selling it because I got bored of it and I don't want it in my collection, or I already use it in a video and I don't need it anymore. And I'm not really buying stuff at like really like low to like resell for higher. It's just not my main goal. I know that like you can make a lot of money doing that. It's just not really what I'm into. It takes like a lot of work to find stuff at those prices and stuff. And most of the LEGO that I buy, I do keep. Now, I do occasionally buy stuff with the intention of reselling it. I know there's like a lot of people out there that do that. It's just not something that I find like very fun. And when I sell on Whatnot, it's less of me trying to make money. It's more just kind of like, I think it's fun to just go and stream and talk to people and like kind of, you know, get everything going. It's not like I lose a lot of money. I were to guess, I probably break even. Some stuff I'm able to get a bit of a profit, and other stuff I'll lose a little bit on. But for the most part, it's all evened out, and it's, I don't know, I think it's just something fun to do. It's not really something that I do with getting profit in mind, but it is always a nice plus if I am able to. A few sets that I got, like back when Target had the Republic fighter tank for $25, I did buy a bunch of those, and then I sold them for $40. So I guess that was a point where I made profit. But no, most of the time I do break even. But if you are looking to sell on Whatnot, you can definitely make profit on Whatnot. And speaking of Whatnot, I'm pretty sure at the time recording this video, I'm going to have a pretty large show happening on October 5th. So I'll leave a link to that in the description if you want to check that out. And if you want to sign up for Whatnot, I'll leave a link to that as well, where you can get $15 credit, and I also get $5 credit. So that helps me out a ton. Toughbug asks, do I think that we could get a Republic Escape Pod set from the Clone Wars? And I think that there's definitely, I wouldn't say necessarily a high chance, but it's definitely a set that I think LEGO could do. Do I think they'll make it? It's kind of unlikely given that these examples happened from a while ago, but I have seen some people make some really cool sets, especially of the one from the Maleficence episode with Plo Koon and the Phase 1 Wolf Pack. And I think it would be really cool to get the Phase 1 Wolf Pack in that kind of different color scheme where it's like brown instead of sand blue. Now, do I think LEGO will make it? Unfortunately, probably not, given that that was so long ago now. I'm not saying it's impossible that they would revisit the Clone Wars for sets that's like that, but it's kind of like a niche set. I do think it would sell very well though, because a new Plo Koon and Phase 1 Wolfpack, like, there's no way that that's not going to sell very well, and I feel like it would fly off the shelves. But I do think that the escape pod would be a very unique idea. I think it would work really well as well, because it's kind of a cheaper build, so they could focus more on the minifigures than the build itself. Thinking back to the other escape pod, there's only one other one that I can think about right now, but there might be more, is the one that came with R2 and C-3PO and the Sand Troopers. That one's pretty cool, and I would assume the build would be similar to that, but honestly, I would love to see a set like that. I think it would be really cool. Unfortunately, I don't think it is something that's on LEGO's radar though. Max Renier asks, what is my favorite Star Wars game? And I've played a lot of Star Wars games in my day. I think the first game that I ever played was Battlefront 2 on the PS2. I don't even remember when that came out. Let me know in the comments when that came out. And then I remember playing the Bounty Hunter game on the PS2. And then I've played a lot of other games too. Like leading up recently, I played both of the newer Battlefronts. I thought those were pretty good. I used to play The Force Unleashed, and I just replayed that on my computer. It was a lot of fun. That's also a really good game. I honestly, and on the DS, the Lego Star Wars, the original one, I don't think I can pick a favorite because they're all just such good games that I enjoyed playing in my childhood, and even replaying some of them now is also a lot of fun. But I guess if I had to pick my favorite, it would probably have to go to the OG Battlefront 2. It's just very nostalgic. I used to play with my brother on the PS2 split screen, and it was a lot of fun. So my answer would probably be that. There's also the newer games that came out. I thought Jedi Fallen Order was pretty fun. I enjoyed it, but probably not my favorite. I don't really like single player games that much. I prefer multiplayer games, but OG Battlefront 2 is probably my answer. Jeremy List asks, how often do I dust my Lego? And if so, what is my process? And if you can tell by the set in front of you, yeah, I'm not a big Lego duster, unfortunately. I probably should be. The only issue is I'm not really in this room that often. I'm here on some weekends when I come home to like just either come home if I have a reason to, or if I'm just coming home to like record and stuff. I used to dust my Lego with like one of those just what are they called, like a not fiber, I don't know what they're called, just like one of those little cloths that you wipe TVs and stuff with. I used to use those, but now that I'm just not really home too often, I don't really dust my Lego, and you can see it's taking its toll. Now, I'm not really sure like the best way to do it, but back when I did dust my Lego, I didn't really have like a schedule for it. I just, every time like I thought about it, I would dust them. It can't hurt to dust them even if they're not dusty. So I don't know. Ooh, there's like a cobweb on it too. Yeah, but I am not a big Lego duster. I should be. But I mean, this one's obviously bad because it is made, it's all black, so the dust shows up even more. But this is kind of nasty. This is unacceptable. This actually looks disgusting after I've brought it in the light. I think I'm gonna dust this after I finish this video. Oh, no, I'm gonna have to start dusting my Lego, I think. I'll keep you updated after I dust for a little bit. I'll let you know what I end up doing. Daily Man Gaming asks, do I think that LEGO will remake the Turbo Tank? And I think so. I think it's probably the most likely clone set that we're going to get this year, other than the Arc 170, which was already kind of confirmed and leaked and stuff. But I think the Turbo Tank is going to be the set that LEGO choose to go for the larger scale clone set. Now, I could be wrong. There's no this isn't set in stone or anything. This is just my prediction, and it may be a bit biased because I really do want to see a Turbo Tank, but I definitely think that LEGO will be remaking the Turbo Tank soon, and I'm really hoping they do because I think the Turbo Tank is such a cool vehicle. Our last question for today comes from IDK Official, and they ask, what is my opinion on the First Order Heavy Assault Walker? And it's not a set that I was particularly interested in when it came out. I'm not a big First Order guy or a sequel guy in general, but I will say I think the build's pretty cool. I do think it's kind of, I don't know what the word is. I guess lazy that Star Wars went and just took the old AT-AT build and just, or not builds, design, and then just made it to fit the First Order. I mean, it makes sense because they want that nostalgia from the fans from the other movies to recognize it. But I think it would have been cool to get a new ship or vehicle altogether. Besides the point though, I think the Lego set is pretty cool. It's not necessarily one that I would go out and buy, but I do think it's a cool one. I like the I don't know what to call that. It's like a big gun on the top. The thing where you twist it and it just shoots all the studs, kind of like a Gatling gun. I think that's really cool, and I like the silhouette of it as well. Personally, it's not for me, but I do think that it is a cool set. That is going to do it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have any questions that you would like me to answer, leave them down below in the comment section of this video, and I'll try my best to get to them in the next installment of this series. Thank you to everyone who asked a question, and thank you everyone who watched this video. Stay safe. Drew signing out.